Again, my name is J.R. Kelly, as I said earlier, and our office represents all the ratepayers of Gulf Power. That's the residential customers, the commercial customers, and the governmental customers. We're here today, as Mr. Connolly said, because Gulf has filed a petition for a $106.8 million annual rate increase. That equates to approximately 18% increase for all the ratepayers. More importantly, for a lot of you, it would amount to a 25% rate increase for residential customers. To begin, Gulf is given a monopoly area in which it can provide service. In return, they're required to provide safe, adequate, and reliable service to you, and they get to recoup their prudent and reasonable operating expenses plus a fair and reasonable return on all of their investments. In this case, we've intervened. We've hired several nationally recognized experts. We've reviewed the materials that Gulf has filed, and we've identified several issues that we believe should not be included in their request. And here's a few of those issues I'd like to highlight. Number one, excess profit. Gulf is asking for 11% return on equity. That's after-tax profit. Quite honestly, we believe that's excessive in today's economy, and with other states that are now awarding returns much lower than 10%. Our expert's a nationally and internationally known expert from Penn State University. He's recommending an 8.875% return. The difference between what Gulf is asking for and what we're recommending is $29 million less that you would pay in the rates that Gulf imposes upon you. The other big ticket item that I want to identify, and Mr. Connolly touched on it, is the Shearer coal plant. It's located up in Georgia. This plant was built in the 1980s, and Gulf has used it since it went into service to sell power to wholesale customers. They're now asking to include this plant in the rates that you pay, even though it's not provided power to retail customers for some 30 years. However, Gulf has not met its burden to prove that there's a need for this plant before the year 2023. That's 6 years from now. Yet they want to include it in today's rates. In addition, Gulf has admitted they did not do any kind of an analysis showing that that plant would be the most cost-effective option to provide you power. In addition, if it is allowed into rates, you, the ratepayers, would be responsible for any environmental cost or cleanup cost that might be imposed by the federal or state governments. We're opposing this request, and if the Commission agrees with our office, that would reduce Gulf's ask by $19 million annually, and in addition, by another $14 million that you would be responsible for environmental costs annually. A couple of other areas I'll point out real quickly. We believe that Gulf has requested $23 million too much in their salaries and their benefits. Since 2013, Gulf has consistently reduced its workload. In fact, over the past 3 years, they've budgeted anywhere from 86 to 120 positions more than they've actually employed. Yet they are coming into this case and saying, we need more employees. The bottom line is their own witness has testified in this case that with the decreased staffing levels over the past 4 years, they're still providing you reliable service. So why the need for additional employees other than you will have to pay for them? In addition, we believe they're asking for $8 million in excessive charges that would be paid to its parent company, Southern, which is in Atlanta, Georgia. And there's some smaller things, expenses for vacant land and other expense items we just do not feel are warranted. The bottom line, we have filed testimony on your behalf, and we're recommending that Gulf's rates be reduced by $2 million and not get any increase. Now, the bottom line today is...
Excuse me, you're interrupting the public counsel's opening statements, which interferes with his time. Please refrain from clapping or yelling. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The bottom line, tonight, folks, this is your meeting. It's not mine, it's not the Public Service Commission's, it's not Gulf's. This is your customer meeting. Please take the opportunity to come up to the microphone and give your comments to the commissioners. It is vitally important that you share your feelings, comments, how you feel about the service that Gulf provides you, good or bad, as well as how this rate increase might affect you. I know many of you may be on fixed incomes. You need to come up and talk to the commission. I can't impose to you how significant it is for you to take this opportunity to speak to the commissioners. I want to thank you on behalf of my office, who we represent you, for being here tonight, taking the time out of your busy schedules, and I hope you'll come and share your comments with us tonight. Thank you.